Hey, hello everyone. It's been an interesting day. I'm just gonna do a collective reading. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I've been doing readings actually a little bit on and off all day, but I just got back from my birthday dinner. It's my birthday, March 12th, and I asked my mom to borrow this Faeries Oracle deck, which is not new, but she's had it for years. And I used to be fascinated with it, and that's one of the things where I was like, do I want to buy this deck? I'm not sure. Because it felt like a part of my past, even. And then she ended up giving it to me for my birthday. So, it's very sweet. Well, hers. It's hers. She just gave me hers, which just feels brand new. I mean, not completely untouched, but fairly crisp. Ooh, that was the sound of my Palo Santo, which I rarely use. I actually usually use frankincense, but I didn't want the whole house to be all smudged out because I just did earlier today. I just cleansed the whole house, but getting this deck, I still wanted to cleanse. And then she got me another one, a steampunk tarot, which I never had. It's the Victorian steampunk tarot. I think it's different from whatever. We're gonna do a little bit of collective reading. Not sure when I'll post this, but it'll all work out the same. Dog was here. You can hear her. I hope you are all well, enjoying your Pisces season. It's been dynamic. Okay, Faeries, what do we want to talk about? The Singer of Intuition. Oh dear, I hope these... Wow, some of these are just closer, and then some of them are just pure light beings, it seems. And then this one is Honesty. And at the bottom, I want to say it's Felb the Retriever. These are very interesting. This one has a seahorse look to it, and this other has sort of that vibe, but also dog-like. I'm gonna see how long these are. I don't recall. Let's see, 7. Oh, they're quite long. Let's see. The Singer of Intuition, Perceptiveness, Oracle Powers, Awareness, and Trust. The Song of the Singer of Intuition carries all the information there is. Some people believe that this information, often called the Akashic Records, is like a great filing cabinet or library in the sky that we have to go to in order to get information intuitively or psychically. We needn't go anywhere. The song is sung within our blood and flesh and bones, just as it is the rest of the universe, within the rest of the universe. If at humanity's present stage of evolution, we consciously heard the song in all its fullness, we would be overwhelmed, our minds burn out by that energy. A kindly universe has led us to a place in our development where we can consciously hear only bits of the melody. Usually we must develop skill in actively listening for it, but occasionally A few notes resonate so closely with our own, being that we become aware of them. These evolutionary experiences are what we call hunches or intuition or extended sense perceptions. We can improve our reception of the song by learning to be very still and to listen in a special way. Later chapters in part 3 give techniques for using this. Oh, and other oracles as amplifiers for this song. What we get for practicing stillness through meditation and listening, just ask and then listen, is the ability to understand and interpret meta symbols, the symbolism beyond the material symbols or symbols of oracles and omens themselves. Stars, omens, portents, movements of stars and mice. These are all parts of one piece, the one song, and therefore a part of us as we are of them. Understanding them truly is just a matter of learning to be still, to ask, and to listen. Someday, as we evolve and grow, we will be able to hear more and more of this song, and to base our actions and choices on greater knowledge, patience, and practice are keys to all the subtle, clear senses: clairaudience, clear hearing, clairvoyance, clear seeing, clairsentience, clear knowing, telepathy, hearing each other without words, precognition, knowing before, glimpses of a probable future. Starter reading. Okay. In a reading, the presence of the singer of intuition indicates that information is available to us if we listen to our own inner knowing. Perhaps we've already heard it and still doubt our subtle senses. The singer says, this is the time to really listen to our intuition. What are our feelings, hunches, or intuitions about the situation? Is it desirable that we should seek solitude, meditate, and practice stillness and patience? This is a time for inward focus, a time to open the inner door to intuition. There are a lot of ins in this sentence because important answers are to be found within ourselves. The presence of the singer in a card spread radiates special illumination and insight on the other cards around it. That says, a quote, "Not all meanings are meant to be clear at once. Some ideas take time. Some words are designed to lead us on inner journeys with truth hidden deep inside them." That is a quote from the, Brian Fround, the creator of this deck. And then the text is by Jessica Macbeth, but she's taking quotes from... Text is by him, though. He's just the artist of these beings. I'll admit, one of the reasons I cleansed was because I was very conscious of the fact that I'm bringing fairies into my house. Oh, I'm gonna get one more thing. I got myself something. Sorry. It's just the nature of the season. I got myself this book. I got myself another tarot deck that I may or may not use. It depends on what I feel like using here. But it's the Treasury of Irish Fairy and Folktales. Having my birthday, so close to St. Patrick's Day has always kind of had a little bit of... It just feels sentimental, right? There's just something a little magical about the season for me. Or just extra magical. Okay. Honesty and the Retriever. Nine minutes. There's a part of me that just feels like we're meant to hear these. Like, maybe I'll debut these other decks in different readings just over the next week or something. I don't want to just, make it all fit. Oh, progression. 40 and 41. Yes. Which I didn't even notice because I didn't look at those. Okay. So 7, 40, and 41. Honesty, compassion, tact, self-deceit. Okay, just look at him. Could you doubt for a moment that he sees you just as you are and loves you anyway? In plant form, which is how we may see him most often, honesty makes lovely purple flowers in the spring and later on produces those silvery white circular seed pods, like small images of the full moon. These little earth moon seed pods remind us to reflect upon our reactions and feelings, to throw light into our darkness, and to deal honestly with ourselves and others. Honesty's other botanical names are moonwort, satinflower, silver dollar, moneywort, dollar plant, penny flower, bullneck, and on Monday, the moon's day, he is Lunera Anuna? Forgive me, I'm rereading, it's not the best, but honesty is said to repel monsters. I don't have any monsters handy to check this out on, but I can certainly see the metaphorical truth in it. He's also known as an unshoe the horse because of his habit of unshoeing horses who tread upon him. A fairy thing to do, and who can blame him? He is said to have collected 30 horseshoes from the horses of the Earl of Essex in the White Downs in Devonshire, near Chiverton. Let that be a lesson to you to not tread honesty underfoot. Not to tread honesty underfoot. Seems like a play on words, right? Starter reading. Honesty in a reading speaks, unsurprisingly, of the need for straightforward dealing and truth in representation. We need to be scrupulously honest here. Make certain that there is no room for confusion or misunderstanding, no fuzzy edges. Both written and verbal agreements need to be completely clear. Assumptions may not be as well understood by all parties, and we are assuming that they need to be tested for comprehension. On a personal level, honesty reminds us not only to be clear in what we say and do, but also act and speak with compassion and tact. Brutal honesty is usually not true honesty at all, but somehow slanted toward the worst. I mean, brutal is in the name. Dishonesty, even in the name of tact, is not helpful either. Balancing on the fine line of loving honestly may take some effort, but will provide rich rewards. Honesty, humility, idealism, and clarity are a mind of some of the advantages of honesty. Clarity of mind. I read that really weird. I don't know why. It's funny because it said that we already got the card of intuition, and there's like how there's already an inner knowing. And this says, okay, now that you see it, what will you do about it? Like, are there things you need to do something about? Alright, I'll be the retriever. Office of Unclaimed Property, Hopes and Wishes, Loyalty. While writing this, I was having a little trouble with Albie. Not for the first time. I couldn't find my keys anywhere. He thinks it would be greatly to my benefit to be more organized and tidy, so he smears not quite visible juice on things that are out of place. Can I just say that sound is my dog, in case you're new here. But that's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm going to appreciate these critters so much. Maybe they don't want to be called critters. I don't know. These beings. But I'm nervous that, like, maybe they'll be helpful in some ways, or maybe they'll be mischievous. Maybe they'll keep to themselves. I don't know. Like, I hope they appreciate their new home. But what if they are mischievous? Like, what if they don't like me? Like, what if I'm not doing enough? Like, maybe they'll help keep me in line. Not that it's their job or anything, but like this Albie. Like, I'm gonna put juice on your stuff that you don't put away properly. Sorry, little side note. Like, if you didn't think I was weird already, there you go. Okay. He encourages the resident cat to hide things. Cats seem remarkably willing to cooperate with these little bits of fairy helpfulness. Then I have to hunt and hunt for them, and Albie hopes I shall be more organized the next time. You may have encountered him in this guise. When he has done something like this, my son observes, he just looks at us with that, "Who, me? Look." My son also advises, keep your eye on him, and whatever isn't nailed down. And if you scold or contradict him, he just gets huffy and insists on having it his own way. This sort of busybody helpfulness is just one of Albie's tasks. However, he also has more important things to do. Albie is a protector. He retrieves and safeguards our lost hopes, forgotten dreams, and mislaid keys. My keys were under a stack of papers, stuck to the floor with peach juice. Not a place that I'd put them myself, but certainly safe from most key thieves. He holds these seeds of our potential futures carefully and delicately until we are ready for their return. Sometimes we don't think we are ready for them, or we have given up hope altogether, and then he may arrange reminders for us, events, or people in our lives that bring back memories of our past hopes and dreams. When that happens, we need to look at them again and consider how we might manifest them in reality. Start a reading. Albie is trying to remind you of something you've lost, a hope, perhaps a dream. You may have thought it was gone forever, but he is holding it out to you for reconsideration. He thinks you can do something with it now. The way may not be obvious, but his clever nose has scented a path, a potential opening for bringing this into your life. Sometimes Albie may be saying that a long-awaited dream is at last arriving on the scene, and there is nothing we need to do but open our hearts and minds to it. However, we usually have to work for it. Another attribute to Albie is loyalty. There's a footnote. Loyalty. I knew I wanted to borrow this. I wasn't sure about getting my own. I mean, maybe this has just worked out how it was meant to, but... Sorry, the plane. This feels so impactful. I feel like I have a whole new tribe in my home. You know, not without its reservations. A little bit. But that's very exciting. Like... There's something you already know. You gotta be honest with yourself. And there's something, like, it's time. And maybe there's assistance. If you want to ask for... I'll just do it. I would love for this to focus so you could see him. If you ask for Albie's assistance. And if you wanted this, if you were interested in this deck, this is the guidebook. It's a hardcover guidebook. Buck Wild. Can you see the whole thing? Yeah. Beautiful. Like, this is definitely not a new deck. Let's see. Oh, this iteration is in... Oh, originally 1998. So, again, not new. But thank you for your patience in this, and I love you, and I will see you again.